Hi everyone, Susanna Anderson here with the Are They All Yours blog at StephenAndersonFamily.com. Today I want to give you a quick tour of our schoolroom, which you can see here behind me. Our schoolroom is accessible from the living room and kitchen over here, and it is actually also our dining room. I have, first of all, just a shelf here with everybody's color-coded water bottle. I keep some produce. Everybody's water cup is color-coded and banded. And then here's some schoolwork stuff. We have the red correction pens and the score key and test boxes for the different grades. And then I also keep my binders here with lists of books that we like to read, catalogs and reading lists of good reading materials. I have my cookbook recipes here, a water cooler in the corner. We have one of the many bookcases in this house. This is our fiction shelf. We have a lot of series here, a lot of the books for the kids. This leads out to our pool side. And then here's the table. We typically keep the blinds down just because it's blinding out there. In the winter, we would keep them up, and this is the view out this window for whatever student is sitting in this chair. And there are the other two students. Their view of the backyard as well here is some of the pool. And then the actual backyard. And we have our beautiful backyard here with a swing set. It's beautiful and green in spite of it being a Phoenix summer because we have sprinklers in the back. So everything grows like crazy in the summer here if it's irrigated well, which it is. And above this table up here, we have a bookcase for all of our kids. We have some children's classics up here, and then all the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew books. Those are really popular for the younger kids, probably like 3rd through 6th grade, really enjoys those. And that brings us over here where we have some educational DVDs, music CDs, another bookcase, and the back of this room with more books, lots of books. This room has its own air conditioning unit because it was not originally part of the house when the house was built. It was added at a later time, so it just has a window AC that keeps it nice and cool. Hopefully that plant will grow into like this big luscious thing that just covers up that pipe completely. The computer in the back here is for the kids' schoolwork. It has some language software, typing software. It is just an old computer that is not connected to the internet or any hardware like a printer. It's just for educational purposes, so they take turns working on that throughout the day. Here we have another bookcase. What else? Of course, the two bottom shelves are nonfiction books on different topics, and the top shelf are board books for the youngest kids, and then we have some learning games and math manipulatives here for the little kids, just to keep them busy while we do schoolwork. I have my deep freezer here, and then the kids' backpacks get stored up there. I do have a Blackboard here, which we rarely use for actual teaching, but the little kids often stay busy just drawing on it with chalk, or using some of these things up here are magnetic, so they can put on some of these magnetic numbers and counters on the chalkboard and keep busy. Here we have more shelving, this time not for books, but school supplies. So going from the bottom up, we have a bumbo seat for baby Peter, a booster seat for Chloe. We have some Look materials. Those are German materials that are self-taught, and kids can check their own work. If you're not familiar with it, you can look them up. And then we have the boxes of various school supplies here and binders. And then each of the big boys has a little drawer here for all their junk, pencil cases with more supplies, and then here everything has to be labeled. We have crayons, miscellaneous, which is typically calculators and rulers and things like that, pencils, markers, colored pencils. And you can tell they're all super neat. I just went through them all. We threw away all the markers that don't work, sharpened all the pencils and colored pencils, got everything lined up. I have the pencil cases for the youngest kids here. And then also a box of markers that we keep in case we run out of anything. You know, the kids can kind of get what they need here. And then over from that, we have another bookcase with supplies. On the bottom shelf there on the right in that black bin are all their watercolor supplies. Those are watercolor boxes. They really like those. Some more of the magazine holders and art supplies on the bottom shelf. The middle shelf holds some homeschool books and catalogs and Lego instructions and miscellaneous books, some craft kits. And on the left, a bin for toys that invariably get left out. More supplies here for school. And then this is the main shelf. On the main shelf on the bottom, we just have all school books that we're not currently using, just miscellaneous things that the kids just pull out and read. On the second shelf from the bottom on the right are the score keys for the ACES PACES that we are not using this year, so those are just like a storage. And to the left of that are the Abeka readers from kindergarten all the way up through 3rd grade. Those are the ones we use for teaching the kids phonics. And then of course we have the kids' school books, starting with on the far left. Chloe's book is going to go in that little gap there. It hasn't come in yet. Boaz has a few books. Stephen is my first full-time student in 1st grade. And then Anna, Rebecca, Miriam, John, and Isaac, my first year not home educating Solomon. On the top we just have a globe, a microscope, and some Duplos to keep the little kids busy. And then on the side here we have a pencil sharpener. That's why the trash can is there to catch the mess. And then just supplies. So we have one bin for scissors, one for glue sticks, and you might think this is a crazy amount of glue sticks. We will end up needing more than these before the year is over. So here we have some erasers. My kids are notorious for losing erasers and pencil sharpeners. So I try to keep them out of reach of the little people, but even so, we then have the liquid glue. Even so, we will lose a lot of these before the year is up. So here I have more supplies. Here we have another box of glue sticks, more sharpeners, and an entire box of these erasers. And I personally love and hide these ink pens that are just for me. So they go in the top bin, which says, Moms, stay out. And then we come back around to the door that leads back into the kitchen and living room area. And in fact, this window right here on the other side of these boxes goes to my kitchen sink. So even while I'm in the kitchen cooking or doing dishes, I can still look out and keep an eye on the kids doing schoolwork right here, making sure they're actually working and not just goofing off. So there you have it, just the full view of our schoolroom. One of the biggest rooms in our house because it is a priority to us that the kids have all the books they want to have and have enough space for all their supplies. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe below.